asked what was the difference between being a Baptist and what we're and I said we're Christians, we're followers of Christ. So would you say that the Baptists follow Christ? Would you say that? You think they do?
More than anybody else.
More than anybody else. So let me ask you, what day do the Baptists go to church on?
Sunday.
They go to church on Sunday. So to be a Christian means to be what? A follower of Christ, right?
Right.
So let's see what day Christ went to church on. Get Luke 4 and 16. Let's read it out the Bible.
4:16. Write it down, 4:16.
Go ahead and get it, brother.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Luke, chapter 4 and verse 16. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up.
So Jesus went to Nazareth, where he was raised. Go ahead.
And as his custom was,
meaning he routinely did this.
he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day.
So Christ went to the synagogue on the Sabbath day.
Synagogue is church.
The church, yes, on the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
And stood up for to read.
Okay, so now let's find out about the Sabbath day.
The Sabbath day.
Let's go. Let's get it. Hold on. Go to Leviticus 23 and 3. Let's find out why this was Christ's custom. Because it said as his custom was, he went to the synagogue on the Sabbath day. So go ahead.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 3. 6 days shall work be done.
So the first day of the week is what? Sunday. Yes, Sunday. Go ahead.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest.
So today is the Sabbath. Actually, the Sabbath starts sundown Friday night. So Christ went to church. Listen, sis.
Oh my
Christ
God.
went to church on the Sabbath.
Which church is that?
So hold on now. Let's get into it. Go give me Matthew 24 and verse 5. So let's find out why you're going to church on Sunday and why Christ went on the Sabbath.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
So Christ is giving you a warning. He's saying many will come in his name saying that they are Christ or that they represent Christ. But what are they doing? Go ahead.
And shall deceive many.
Meaning many people will be deceived. Now, don't most people go to church on Sundays?
Yeah.
But we just read in the Bible that Christ said that Christ went to church on the Sabbath.
Oh my God.
So now, in the Baptist church, do they keep Christmas? Yes, they do. So let's find out about Christmas. Let's see what the Bible says about Christmas. Go to Jeremiah 10. Let's get this.
Christ is born on Christmas.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
So learn not the way of the heathen. So now we're getting into a custom that the heathens do. The heathens are people that's not on the sign. Show the sister the sign. You see everybody on this sign? These are the 12 tribes of Israel right here. The so-called African Americans from the tribe of Judah. The West Indian, that's going to be Benjamin. That's your Jamaicans and all of that. So these are your 12 tribes. The one thing these people have in common is they're all oppressed. They're all at the bottom of society because they broke God's commandments. Go ahead, let's get that.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So now remember, we're reading, Jeremiah said, learn not the way, meaning don't do this custom right here we're about to read about. Go ahead.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
So one of these customs that he's telling us not to do is they cut a tree out of the forest with an axe. Go ahead.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
They decorate that tree with silver and gold. What holiday is that? That's Christmas. Read verse 2 again for the sisters.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
The Bible says don't do that. Keep reading down on that.
Oh my stars.
So, excuse me, verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
So they make a tree stand. This is a Christmas tree right here. Go ahead.
They are upright as the palm tree.
Because in Babylon, they used the palm tree. Then when they brought it over to Rome, they used the fir tree. Here in America, we use the evergreen tree. That tree is a representation of the god Nimrod. Nimrod is a Babylonian god. Babylonians are way back, a very wicked nation of people. We're not supposed to do their customs. That's why Jeremiah is telling us don't do that. Keep going. We're going to keep reading.
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born,
Meaning you got to carry them because they can't move on their own. Go ahead.
because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them.
So the Bible is saying don't be afraid of them, because what the mystery was, or what the saying was, is that when you put this tree in your house, if you did not bow down to put your gift underneath of that tree, that the tree would come out and attack you. That was the custom. So he's saying don't be afraid of it because it's just a tree. It can't do any harm. So now let's go back to see what Christ kept. Go to John 10 and 22. Give me John 10 and 22. We're going to see if Christ kept Christmas. So let's find out, because to be a follower of Christ. Now remember earlier we read that Christ said that many will come in his name and deceive many. So how would you know you being deceived? You would have to go into the Bible to see what Christ did versus actually what you're doing.
This is the book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter. And Jesus walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
So Christ kept the Feast of Dedication, which is today is called Hanukkah. You hear that? So Christ celebrated Hanukkah. He also kept the Passover. Let's go to Matthew's 26. Get that. Yeah, and I'm gonna get his birthday too, because he was born in the spring. He was not born on December the 25th. That's when the god Nimrod was born.
He was born on Christmas.
Go ahead.
He was born on Christmas.
26, and you can start at like 2.
No.
Give me that. Let me see that right there. Let me see. Now start number 1.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 1. And it came to pass, when Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified.
So that's showing you what? That Jesus is talking about the Feast of the Passover. He was keeping Passover. He was not keeping Easter. Go to 18.
Verse 18.
Watch this.
And he said,
Watch this.
Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master saith, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples.
See that? Christ kept the Passover. So what is Easter? Easter is named after the fertility goddess Ashtar. That's why you have the bunny eggs, the eggs and the bunny rabbits. That's what that's a represent. It has nothing to do with Christ at all. It has nothing to do with the Bible. It's an evil pagan custom that we're not supposed to keep. So go back to Matthew 24 and 5 for the sister, because I don't want you to forget the point. You were asking us, what is the difference? Go ahead and get that.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
You see that? You see that, sis? They got us all deceived, thinking that we're supposed to go to church on Sunday, we're supposed to keep Christmas and Easter. None of that's in the Bible. We just read that. So what do you think about that?
I think I take me, myself, my husband, my niece to y'all church.
Yeah, our information is on the back of the flyer right there.
You want to go?
Because Christ warned us. Let's get it again. Go to 24 and 24. Watch this right here.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
See, Christ told us twice the same thing. He's giving us a warning because he already knows what's going to happen. What else did they tell us? They told us that Christ is white. Where's the image at?
Yes.
Christ is white.
White and green eyes.
So is Christ white according to the Bible?
No, because he's supposed to have bronze.
Let's read the description of Christ. See, these are all the lies that we got to come out of.
Is that Jesus?
I ain't no bleeding.
Let's get that right
Wait a
there.
minute.
Let's get it.
That's the one we look at.
This is the book of
So who's
Revelation.
that?
You want me to start at 1?
That's the one we look at. Who's that?
Jump straight to the point. Yes, sir. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So you see the two pictures there. You see the fake Christ and the representation of Christ right there. Well, look at the images. Go ahead. White like wool. Go ahead.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So when he looked down at his feet, he saw his feet was like fine brass, like the sister right here. But it was a dark-skinned brass though.
So he's not white.
Like it was burned in a furnace. So he was a dark-skinned brother. He was not white. He
So
with
why the
stringy
Bible
hair
say
like a
that?
dog. Because I read it to you earlier. False Christ. Under that white image of Christ. Under that white image of Christ is where you learn Sunday worship. Where you learn Christmas. Where you learn Egypt. Easter. That's the image of the beast right there.
Right.
You understand that? So we're not supposed to follow that. Let me show you something else that they're not teaching you. Give me Deuteronomy 22:5 for the sister.
Yes, sir.
Because this right here at the Christian church is going to get you killed. Right here. This law right here. We're going to read it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
That's going into your clothing, sis. You're not supposed to be wearing pants. That's what they're saying right there. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Go ahead, right here.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
You see that? You're an abomination of God the way you're dressed right now. But your pastor should be warning you about that. Get Malachi 2:7. Because we're going to find out why you're not being told. Because when you go to church, they giving you a good song and a dance. They cooning, they playing the keyboard. You being entertained. You ain't being taught, sis. Go ahead.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So your pastor's lips should keep knowledge. We're going to find out what the knowledge is he's supposed to keep. Go ahead.
Should keep knowledge. And they should seek the law at his mouth.
He should be teaching you the law, sis. So when you go into a church like that, he should tell you, you know what, sis, you're supposed to be wearing a dress. A modest dress. And I like the sis here. I know you just learning, but you got to cover up. You can't come out like that, because if you dress sexy, guess what you're going to find? Men looking for sex. Right. You're not going to find a husband dressed like that, sis. There's nobody who's going to want to make your wife when they see you dressed like that. Well, I'm just saying, just typical. Maybe not you, but you. Well, if you do have a husband, your husband shouldn't let you walk around like that, exposing yourself to everybody else. We got to do what God tells us to do, sis.
That's right.
What you saying you want to do? Let's get the law on modest dress, because we got to go with the Most High. If I could do what I want to do, ain't no telling what I'd be doing right now. I got to follow this book right here.
Wow.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
So you see that? It's not me telling you to do that. It's the Most High God.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians,
That's a New Testament. Or
chapter
New
4
New Testament.
and verse 8. He therefore that despiseth not man, but God.
So if you despise what we reading out this Bible, you're not despising me. You despising God. So when we bring stuff out, we bringing you out what God say for your own soul salvation, so you don't get killed. Because that's what's going. Let's get the judgment for dressing out of order. Go to Zephaniah 1 and 8. We're going to show you for wearing the short dress and wearing the pants, that when Christ come back, y'all going to both be put to death if y'all don't repent out of that. Go ahead. Let's get that. We're going to get that. So, because we out here trying to save your life.
My mother.
So watch this right here.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
And it shall come to pass
This is a future prophecy about the return of Christ.
in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel.
So you're going to be punished dressed in strange apparel. Let's find out what the punishment is. Go to Revelations 20 and 8. Because remember what we read earlier, that you're an abomination being dressed like that. So let's see what's going to happen to the abominable. Go ahead and get that.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 8.
Because this is serious, sis. We out here trying to save your life. Go ahead.
And shall go out to deceive the nations.
20 and 8.
20 verse 8.
No, 21 and 8.
Sorry. The book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable.
The abominable, that's covering you, sis. Watch this.
And murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
You see that, sis? So that's what we out here doing. We out here warning our people, because I don't want to see you in that nuclear fire.
That's
we
right.
don't want to see that. We want, and this is here. We don't want to see you like that. So it's like if you saw somebody getting ready to drive off a cliff, you're going to warn them. You ain't going to just let them roll off the cliff if you care about them. So we care about our people. That's why we out here. You understand that, sis? You got any questions on anything?
I'm not wearing no pants, no makeup. I'm just gonna.
No, you can wear makeup, sis. There's nothing wrong with wearing makeup. But
I was
you
raised
want
at
to
the
bring something
Baptist,
up?
but that's the same thing.
Oh, yeah, let me get that. Let me get that. Yeah, let me get that.
Y'all was saying.
Okay, so now you understand that. Do you eat crab, shrimp, lobster, and all that?
I eat crab.
You eat all that? You know we're not supposed to have that according to the Bible. That's why a lot of times we get sick. We have all these different ailments because God give us a dietary law.
So what you eat?
Yeah, let's get the we can get the let's get the law for that. Leviticus 7. I mean 11 and 7.
Lobster. What do you say?
Fish and rice.
Yeah, so this stuff we're not supposed to eat. We're gonna get you the law on that, and then we're gonna show you the judgment for eating that, because it's actually a judgment for eating unclean foods.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7. Let me tell you verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. You want to start verse 7?
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Swine.
Yeah, the swine.
Verse 7. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
So that swine, that bacon, all that them pork chops, that ham, that those ribs, that rack of ribs, all that stuff gonna get you killed.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna get to the judgment right now. We're gonna get you the ultimate barbecue when Christ comes back, because he gonna have a roast for all these people that don't repent. He gonna have a barbecue. Let's get the barbecue. If y'all want to talk about a barbecue, let's go ahead and get it. Isaiah 66. Start at 15.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 15.
Pay attention, sis.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
So this is a prophecy about the return of Christ. Let's see who he's coming back to punish. Go ahead with it.
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
You see that? He got the grill started. He got flames of fire he coming back with. Go ahead.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
The reason why many people gonna get killed, because many people not gonna want to take heed to these commandments. They're gonna listen to brothers like us, and they're gonna go right back and keep doing the same thing that they was doing, and they're gonna get burned up.
Verse 17, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves.
Talk about sanctify. You know how them pastors, they'll get down in the basement and it'll be ham and chitlins and all that down in the bottom of the church. They be praying over it. God bless this food and all that stuff. Let's get it. We're going to keep going, because this is talking about the church.
And purify themselves in the gardens. Behold, one tree in the midst.
The reason why it says the garden, because that's where they used to hold churches, in the groves, behind one tree in the midst. Go ahead.
Behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh.
What were they eating?
Eating swine's flesh. And the abomination.
That's your crabs, your shrimp, your lobsters. You know how the white man, he'll make a cockroach, a sea cockroach, a lobster. He'll make that a delicacy and have you paying 3 times as much for a daggone sea roach. Right. You paying for it. He calls it a delicacy. We're going to get that too. Keep going.
And the mouse.
That mouse. If you down south, that's the possum, the raccoon, all that stuff. They saying you eating all that stuff to them squirrels and rabbits and all that. Go ahead.
Shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
You see that? You're going to be burned up. All of them doing all that going to be destroyed when Christ come back. So now, ain't it something how the white man, he'll make you pay extra money to eat a shrimp. Extra money to eat a lobster tail, right? Get Isaiah 5 and 20. Let's show you.
What about deer meat?
Nah, that's clean. That's clean, sis. Deer meat is fine. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20.
Bring it out.
Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil.
You see that? Woe, meaning destruction unto those people that call evil good and good evil. They tell you going to church on Sunday, that's good. I mean, it's not, you can go to church on Sunday, but not keeping the Sabbath on the Saturday is evil. They tell you that lobster is good. They charge you extra money for that. You know, scallops and all that stuff. That's good. The Bible says that's an abomination. Go ahead.
That put darkness for light, and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter.
See how they turn everything upside down? Like your hair. You got blonde in your hair. That's
Not
evil.
supposed- yeah.
That's evil.
It's supposed to be
So,
natural.
but now, if you look at the standard of American beauty, what's the standard of American beauty? A white woman with blonde hair, right?
Yes.
So let's find out if that's the standard of beauty, because we just
No,
read.
you're supposed to wear your regular-
Now hold on.
no
We just
fur.
read that God said they turn everything upside down. So give me numbers. What I want? 12 and 10.
Yes, sir.
That's 1, 12 and 10. Let's find out about the white woman in the Bible. Let's see if that's the standard of beauty according to God.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 12 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
We start verse 9. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle.
Watch this.
And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow.
She became leprous, white as snow. So leprosy is being white. Go ahead.
And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead.
He says she looked like somebody that's dead being white. That's what God says. This is in Numbers 12 and 10. So now let's find out about the blonde hair. Go ahead to Leviticus. Yeah, I want that. 13 and 29. Let's get that. So now let's go to the blonde hair, because remember the Bible said they turn everything upside down. They got you thinking Marilyn Monroe is beautiful. We got our sisters running around with that yellow mess on top of their head thinking they looking good.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13, verse 29. If a man or woman hath a plague,
So we talk about a plague. If a man or a woman got a plague, go ahead.
upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in the sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair,
What color hair?
a yellow thin hair,
Because blonde is a French word for yellow. Keep going.
then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry skull, even a leprosy upon the head or beard.
You see that? That's leprosy. So you running around with that German shepherd hair up on top of your head thinking you looking good. You an abomination to God.
Right.
And you got sisters down in the Caribbean, they bleaching their skins trying to imitate the white man, trying to turn white. God is saying that's a curse. But the white man has got you thinking that that's the beauty. They did that under that image right there. When they came with that white Christ, everybody's thinking, yeah, Michael Jackson, you got a lot of celebrities. Sammy Sosa, I seen him. He looked like a cartoon character. I don't know what the heck that brother doing with himself. Let me get you a law, brother.
I love y'all.
Okay,
Come on.
let me get you a law, brother.
What's the church?
Let me get you one law. Yeah, the bed. Leviticus 21 and 5, brother. We got to get the brother a law.
We can't get the Newport news.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 21, verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
See that? We're not supposed to shave our beard. Like you go to the jungle, you see a lion, a male lion and a female lion. What's the difference between the two? The male lion has got the mane. Now, if he shaved that off, you ain't going to be able to tell the difference. That's why God gave us the beard. We can't be bald in our face. What's the first thing a homosexual do when they come out the closet? They shave all their hair off their face. That's an effeminate spirit. We got to come out of that. God commands the man to have a beard. You understand that, brother? You said that. Let me get the brother up here.
Hey, real quick, before you go, sis, give me Deuteronomy 28 and
No, I was
61.
got to say.
Right, hold on, don't roll off, because this for you, sis. This for your health. We're going to get a couple of scriptures. Because you already said that you eat those abominable foods. You got to realize, what do you suffer with? Gout, diabetes, high blood pressure is leaving.
Asthma.
Right. So let's get that. Get that real quick.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 61.
Bring it out.
Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee,
So he brought those things upon us because we didn't want to keep his commandments. For eating unclean foods. That's right. Gout, high blood pressure, and diabetes, those things aren't listed in the scriptures. Right, but when you get a new car, right, you get an owner's manual, correct? And it tells you what grade fuel. Hold on, sis, don't worry about that. It tells you what grade.
Confirmation. Melvin.
Listen,
That's
sis,
confirmation.
don't worry about that. Listen, when you get a new car, you get an owner's manual. It tells you what quality fuel you should put in it. If you get a car that says only put high test 93 in there, it's not going to run right if you put 87, if you understand what I'm saying. The same thing with this Bible. God said, look, you can only eat clean foods. When you start eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, that's putting 87 in a 93 car. It's not going to run right. As a result, we brothers and sisters get their feet chopped off. They in wheelchairs, so forth and so on. But it also comes with a balance, too. Give me Proverbs 11 and 1. We're going to bring this out. Just because you can eat clean foods, but you can't go over the top with it.
Fish and what?
Yeah, anything with fins and scales. You can eat turkey, chicken, cow, ox, goat, lamb, deer. Those things are clean. Dove, none of that. Those things. Listen, sis, the way you've been eating is a result of your condition today, because those things are sins. Believe me, when we in the midst of sin, God is always going to judge us. Like, we don't get no free passes. It's always a judgment for every time we do something wrong. Some judgments, it depends on God's mercy. Sometimes he put people straight to death. Remember Len Bias, the basketball player? Remember, he went out there and did coke and ended up killing himself. That was like his first time doing coke. Some people the Most High got mercy on. We don't know what grace or measure of mercy the Most High has on any of us. That's why it behooves us to get in order. Get that.
Yes, sir.
Proverbs 11 and 1.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord.
So look, even if just because you can eat chicken, it don't mean you gotta eat fried chicken every day of the week. We still gotta maintain a balance. Read this in Sirach here, 37, 28. 29 down to 31. So listen to this. This for when you eating clean foods, you still got to be mindful of how you eat.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 37, verse 29. Be not insatiable in any dainty thing.
So that's going into your sweets and sugars. Even though it's lawful, I can't sit down and eat 20 honey buns in a day. That's out of order.
Nor too greedy upon meats.
And even the clean foods, I can't sit down and eat 2 whole chickens. That's getting in the gluttony and getting in that false balance. Everything's got to be in moderation.
For excess of meats bringeth sickness.
You see, if you overeat, it brings sickness. That goes even into your clean foods.
And surfeiting will turn into choler.
Right, so serving means too much. That's going into excess. It turned the choler, which is another sickness.
By surfeiting have many perished.
By excess or overeating, many people have perished. That's why you look at America, we number 1 in obesity. So that's because people overeat.
But he that taketh heed prolongeth his life.
But a brother that takes heed prolongs his life. He's taking heed, okay, I got to be mindful of what I got to eat. Go back a couple of chapters and right there. Watch Sirach 30 and 25. Watch this.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
So it's telling your brother that's well studied in these laws is going to have a care of his meat and diet. So he's going to be balanced on how he eating. How is the Bible able to bring forth wisdom in eating? Give me Psalms 19 and 7.
Yes, sir.
Psalms 19 and 7. Because you got to understand, you looking at brothers, all the brothers you looking up here was drug dealers, we was whoremongers, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, but the laws of God have changed brothers.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7.
Bring it out.
The law of the Lord is perfect.
So God's laws is perfect. Thou should not kill. Thou should not steal. Thou should not commit adultery. Women should dress in modest apparel. Women shouldn't wear pants. Those things are perfect. Because you got to think, even going back to the dress code real quick, we have a lot of sisters that's plagued with various ailments in their private area because they're wearing pants. Their area was designed to breathe. So wearing pants does that do no justice. Exactly.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
That's what changed every brother that you see up here. You have brothers that was out on the corner dealing dope, smoking weed, running up and down with the women. You know, all the brothers up here doing those things. But the laws of God changed our mind. You got brothers now married, raising their kids.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Doing what?
Making wise the simple.
The Bible made us wise, even to the degree of how we should eat. You're not going to see brothers up in here eating a whole fried chicken, because brothers understand that it's a balance to everything. They don't want to surf it on too many meats. They don't want to go in excess. So where the soldier at? Come back up, soldier. Come back up. Continue on that. You know what I'm saying, sister? Because we out here to build our people up. That's what we out here to do.
Right.
So don't rush the sister off, because give me Deuteronomy. I think I want 30 and 15. Is that what I want? About this is your day. Let me bring this one scripture out. And I'm gonna bring the soldier back up. Is that it? Yeah. Yep. This is your day, sister. This is your day. Not that foolishness up in them churches. This is your day.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 15.
Bring it out.
See, I have set before thee this day.
Sis, that go to you too. This is your day, sis. Don't go running off. The Lord said, because a man's goings of the Lord. It ain't no coincidence that you ran. You got a decision to make from this day.
God don't make a mistake.
See, I have set before thee this day life and good.
What you getting right now is life and good. But the ways you walking in are what?
And death and evil.
So those are ways that y'all have been walking in, is death and evil. So you got a choice to make.
In that I command thee this day,
Which is today.
to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, and his statutes, and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply.
So exactly, we got to keep the commandments that we may live and multiply, because being sick and in a wheelchair, that's not really living. You live when you start keeping the commandments. You change your diet. You change what you eat. You eat the clean foods. You start eating more fruits and vegetables so you can get your mobility back. You get your life back. But more importantly, you get the ultimate life back by repenting and keeping the commandments. Come.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this and join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.